Hey guys, check it out. What are the chances the new studio, one of the bedrooms in the place where we're staying, where we rented, where we live, I'm still getting used to it. We've been here for a little over 30 days now, so I'm still just getting used to that we live here now. And, you know, it's a little bit of a challenge. The reason why I have the shirt off is because I was going to show you guys, like, how you can kind of work out your back, where you're just kind of sitting around. And also, for back pain, I have some back pain right here. Down here in the lower side right here. And I'm not sure what that was caused from. But anyway, in this room I won't be able to wear this hat, unfortunately. We're going to do any sort of green screen. So I'm going to take that off just in case I want green screen. Oh, wait a minute. This is live, isn't it? So I probably won't do nothing with it. So I'll leave the green hat on. Anyways, what do you guys think? I can't see my back, so. So yeah, so what these do is these send little electrical impulses. We got Plumber's thing going. Okay, they send electrical impulses down here, okay? And they trigger your muscles. In case you didn't know, in fact I don't know this very well, but I recall a little bit from schooling is that the muscles have a process called actin myosin process or something like that. I'll have to look it up. Any biologists out there want to remind you that it's called actin something, some sort of chemical process, which basically, the chemical causes like a spasm in the muscle, it causes it to contract, and that's what these are doing. I don't know. I have to look it up, man. But okay. So and then down here, I started getting this. Okay, when I was a CEO, I was running, they had like 3 different retail businesses, and then my office was upstairs. And downstairs, we had one of the businesses downstairs was a barbecue restaurant. And then another business down there was we had like ice cream and all sorts of candy and snacks and stuff. So what I would do is I would get every meal ate there, like all the barbecue, ate all the candy, ate all the, everything I could. We had one of those ice cream things, although that didn't work and I never got it fixed, but because, I don't know. I probably would today. Back then I just wasn't into that stuff. But yeah, I ate a lot of candy and a lot of treats. And I smoked cigarettes on top of it. Can you believe that? I smoked cigarettes in my office. I was the CEO. I know. Was that shitty? It probably kind of was, I guess. But hey, the thing is that when you're, it's hard to understand when you're not the CEO, when you're not the top, when you're not the top of the field, when you're not the quarterback, when you're on the sidelines. It's really easy to criticize. It really is. And really, oh man, I can't believe that guy, pinched his secretary's butt, or propositioned her for a blowjob or something. You think it's ridiculous. But until you really walk a mile in these guys' shoes, which none of you probably will, because some of these guys aren't cool. I mean, they just make bad decisions based upon their own self-interest, which ultimately doesn't help anybody, especially them. So what I'm saying is you want to make sure to watch how much sugar you're eating, okay? Don't drink any caffeine. And when I say sugar, I also mean fruit, dairy, cheese, anything with lactose in it. Lactose is the same thing as sugar, okay? Just a really high concentrated sugar. Gluten. Stay away from the gluten. Stay away from any complex carbs. That means breads, pastas, grains, anything like that. Just make sure you're not even. There's reasons behind that. Basically, bread, you got is like one step away from a teaspoon of sugar. I mean, it's just kind of like it's in flour form, which is not a lot of it's just a lot of sugar. Okay, flour is a grain. Okay, and it puffs up and it tastes like bread, but it's very sugar. It's breaks down to sugar for you. Everything breaks down to sugar, and that's like now when you eat protein, it's kind of a little bit different process. So that's why the Atkins thing works for a lot of people. And because what happens is your body starts metabolizing differently. And if you recall, back in the day, I don't know if some of your grandparents or grandparents would say, "Oh, it's so not fair. My husband, he gets to eat whatever he wants. We go out to a restaurant, he eats steaks, chicken, anything he wants, burgers, whatever he wants. Me, I only eat salad and fruit, and I eat a couple things of bread, and that's it. And I blow up like a balloon. I can't figure it out. Because what I'm saying, he's eating protein, 0 sugar. You're eating 0 protein, all sugar. So it's like the difference between a vegan and a protein diet, which is the next thing. You see people, saying, "Hey, get on a vegan diet." What they're suggesting to you is to basically eat nothing but sugar. Because because think about it. They say, "Oh, well, we're getting vegetables, we're getting protein from the vegetables." Another word for protein from vegetables is gluten. Another word for whey protein is gluten. Soy protein is gluten. It's like what they do is they take the protein out of the pea, okay, extract it, and then they really synthesize it. It's really concentrated. So you have this concentrated gluten that has the components of protein from a plant, because the plant has some protein in it, but very little. So that's why you have to have tons of it and extract it and make this thing, you call it tempeh, or I don't even know what to call these things. What are they impossible, whatever they're making it. Whatever they want to make out of these things. Now the issue with that is, while it does have the protein there, I'm getting my 50 grams of protein right there. Great. Yeah, 15 grams, 50 grams of protein, 15 grams of protein in an Impossible Burger. Awesome. The problem with the Impossible Burger is that it also has a bunch of sauces and a bunch of stuff on it. Not to mention the protein, the soy protein that you're getting is 45% carbohydrate. So even though the protein you're eating has protein in it, the more protein you eat, the more carbs you eat. It's impossible to get rid of that ratio, because it's, just look it up. Soy is, I don't know, everyone's a little bit different. They're always going to mess the numbers, but I'm telling you right now, soy protein has about, let's say, per serving 9 grams of protein, or 9 grams of carbs, or something like that, and about, I don't know, I'm kind of losing my track of my numbers at the moment, but the idea is this, is you want to eat foods that have protein, like a steak, for example, has, 50 grams of protein, and 0 sugar, 0, none, no carbs. Whereas, let's see, the other one I was talking about has, let's say, 30 grams or 27 grams of protein, but then it has 10, 15 grams of carbs. So, as you're eating the protein on a vegan diet, you're eating carbs, which is what I'm talking about, which that carbs turns into sugar. That sugar tells your body to metabolize it in a different way. So you're always going to feel sluggish on a vegan diet. You're always going to be struggling uphill to lose weight. You're always going to be getting fatter and fatter unless you're starving yourself. You're always going to be hungry, because the thing about sugar is it has this weird component that when you overconsume it, you get this insulin. It messes with your hormones. It's so it's very confusing. Tons of research on this stuff, but it's all new research. It's all recently coming out, but it's come out within the last, let's say, 8 years. But now it's just starting to kind of make its way into journals, and people are writing about it. And I fell into it because Jedi Joy read those journals. She read about the sugar painters. She read about all that stuff, and she concluded that we had to cut it all out. I was resistant. But eventually I came, I tried a little bit, I lose weight, I'm like, wow, it feels good. I just kept doing it, and now I don't go to the gym, I don't work out. The only thing I do is like zap myself with these things. That's why I brought that up today. And and I'm just here to kind of talk to anybody who's possibly going to be interested in, especially after the shutdown, or you're feeling depressed. Let's go over some of the issues of too much sugar. Anybody who's feeling depressed should stop eating sugar immediately. One of the byproducts, or one of the, side effects of eating too much sugar is depression. I mean, think about it. When you eat a bunch of sugar, you have what's called a sugar crash, right? So, that crash on a daily basis might leave you feeling depressed. Now, the other issue of being depressed is that you tend to gain weight because you don't feel like doing anything. So, if the sugar you're eating is making you feel sluggish, making you depressed, it also makes you gain weight. Plus, your depression is making you inactive. You're creating for yourself a very, very downward spiral, perfect storm. So how do we stop it? How do we get the hell out of that fucking storm? Well, it's actually really easy, but hard. What you have to do is, you have to stop eating sugar, cold turkey, man, and caffeine. Caffeine raises blood sugar levels, so it has similar effects on your hormones. Getting your hormones back in check. And your doctors have you taking a bunch of pills and stuff, you gotta stop doing those. So, just stop the sugar. Now, what do I eat if I don't eat sugar? Eat steaks. Eat steaks, get yourself a crock pot, full of Whole Foods. I get them Whole Foods are great. Whole Foods, organic bones. Stick that in there, and that makes a nice broth. Take about 8 hours, but a nice broth, bone marrow. And anytime you get hungry, grab yourself a bowl of that. That's your fast food. It's ready to go. It's in a crock pot. You just keep that going 24/7 for the next 6 years. No, I'm kidding. But like 6 months or so. Just until you get out of the habit of always eating something. Because that will be something that you eat. It's a broth and it's bone marrow. I mean, it's like if you could eat more than one bowl, I mean, that'd be pretty amazing because it's just so rich with fat. Now, why is fat important? Well, fat's important because that's what tells your brain to stop eating. It makes you feel full. I mean, the feeling full. Whereas carbohydrates and sugar, on the other hand, have the exact opposite effect. They block the receptors telling your brain when you're full. They block receptors telling your brain for a lot of things. Caffeine is the one I was talking about before, will actually stop your brain from receiving messages from hormones, and that's why it releases a number of hormones that it already has in the system. So when the caffeine wears off, you've got double, triple, as many amount of hormones in you, so you're all out of balance. You're all out of whack. And you probably know that if you were drinking too much caffeine, you just don't feel good. So anyways, that's kind of, I think it's really kind of hard for me to see them. I wanted to see them. I'm trying to do it. But anyways, that's the blog for today, man. I'm just doing a little blog because I'm putting this studio together. How you guys like it? Next, hey, do what? I'm gonna do a song here later tonight. I'm getting this set up for when Joy gets back from her trip, that she can come in here and do some more singing vlogs because they have a lot of people asking for that. So I love this place. I love the studio. Thank you everyone for watching. Please subscribe, and thank you for all your support. It's really been fantastic. And that's it.